Welcome people, this is me your host here, and today we are going to be watching my draft analysis about the Game Boy, which is a draft league server which I'm currently participating in. In this video I will explain the synergy of my team, what my team does, what exactly is the function of every Pokemon in it. If you are interested in this, stay tuned till the end. Okay, so the first Pokemon which I picked was Sceptile. Sceptile's bulk isn't horrible, but what's even better is its speed stat and its attacking capabilities. It gives my team speed control. It can be an unburdened Swords Dance Sweeper by removing its item. It can work up specs. It can be a work up sweeper or a specs breaker. It gets Dragon Dance, which is also a thing I just got to know in the recent times. And the max HP sub leech set is a really irritating set which I have bought and I have lost to it as well. Okay, so my next pick was Gabite. The reason I took Gabite was it resists most of Sceptile's weaknesses which I wanted. And another thing, it's a ground type. In this meta, the ground types really shine out from the other types. Like, these types seem special in lower tiers as there aren't any big threats to them in that tiers. So they literally shine in those tiers. Gabite has a lot of set options which it can use. It's a really threatening Pokemon in all ways. It's like the mini Garchomp, and Garchomp is considered as one of the best Pokemon in the higher tiers or in OU. Gabite's 90 attack stat in lower tiers is no joke because there are no good fairies or steals to wall it. It can literally set up and cook everything alive. It OHKOs or 2-hit KOs nearly all of the Pokemon in this league, which is the truth as I am speaking. But the life up set is even more threatening, though it becomes less bulkier, but the power of Gabite increases even more, which means it can destroy nearly all Pokemon in this tier or in this league. Next up in this team we have Wartortle. Wartortle also has nice defensive stats. It also gives me hazard removal with rapid spin. It can flip turn out as a pivot. It can shell smash and it has a large move pool. I mean it has good moves which help it, like it can do stuff. It can sweep late game, it can late game clean. It has a nice special attack stat of 65 as well and speed of 58, which is not that good but it's average or above average. It gets rest and iron defense which can make it a immense defensive wall, and I can also run the wall pull trapping set to irritate people if I want to. My choice. The thing is, after Wartortle gets a shell smash off, it's really hard to switch into. There's a reason why they considered Blastoise and Mega Blastoise a really high tier Pokemons after it got shell smash. Next up in this squad we have Magmar. Magmar has a really good special attack stat of 100 and a good special defense stat of 85 and a good speed tier in 93. This Pokemon can be a really dangerous breaker with choice specs as it 2-hit kills nearly all of the meta. This one surprisingly also gets Belly Drum, and it can run a sub Belly Drum with Salakberry or some random set. Its special defense is really bulky if it runs a Eviolite, and it also gets support moves like Taunt, Teleport and Whips. So overall this mon was a really good mon, as this also helped me complete my Fire, Water and Grass core. Next up in this squad we have Kadabra. Kadabra's attack, HP and defense, I don't even want to talk about those stats. Like, just look at them, they are absolutely shit. But if we ignore them, it has a massive special attack stat of 120, which is really high in these lower tiers. A decent special defense stat of 70, which makes it bulkier than Kartana, my boy, Kadabra. And a speed stat of 105, which is really fast. What this mon can do is it can be a special breaker because it gets Magic Guard as an ability, which makes Life Orb do no damage and still boosts its move's power. It can also be a Calm Mind Sweeper as it can run a bulkier set and it can get special defense raises which will let it tank a few hits at least. This mon also gets Taunt and Teleport as support moves if it wants to pivot out, And it also gets Psycho Shift, which is a really heat move, and I will be doing some heat stuff with that move in this league. Next up in the squad we have Lino and Galar. It has the Psychic and Ghost immunities, which are two of the most threatening types to my team. This mon has a good attack stat of 70 and a really nice base speed stat of 100. It's like a joke that its HP stat is higher than its attack stat. This mon gets Parting Shot, which can help it pivot and move around here and there in the team. It gets Work Up and Facade, which means I can run Flame Up, Facade, Quick Feet. It gives me speed control. It has decent or above decent coverage, and it can spam knockoff to remove items, because Evilites are really spammed in lower tiers. And who am I to say about that? Because my team contains so many Evilites that it. Next up in the team we have Hakamo-O, another Evilite user. It gets really nice coverage in Swords Dance and Dragon Dance, and it gets some good moves too. Like Komo does run special sets, but this thing doesn't get boom burst, so special sets would be worse, but still can be used. This Pokemon is above all of those things, immune to shitload of moves. Bulletproof and soundproof make it immune to so many moves that it is countable, but there's so many that remembering them is not possible. This mon can also run the defensive bulk up set with Drain Punch, which can easily win games if not prepared for properly. So this mon is a big match winner. This also has good defensive stats of 55, 75 and 90. This mon is unstoppable in these tiers because there are no good fairies to stop it. There's no Cliffable, there's no Tapus, so this mon doesn't have to worry about anything. This mon is basically free in lower tiers. What I have noticed in this league till now is that Coughing is potentially one of the best support Pokemon. Like, look at what all stuff it gets. It gets Curse, it gets Toxic Spikes, it gets Will-O-Wisp, it gets Clear Smog, it gets Destiny Bond, it gets Taunt, and it also gets Memento. Then it has immense bulk with 40 HP. It's not like that good, but it has 90 base defense, which is really good. Combined with Eviolite, it becomes 135 base defense, which is not bad at all, as there aren't too many breakers in here that can break it pretty easily, as I have other teammates as well which support this. This also resists fighting, which is a really threatening type in this meta. Oh yeah, and Coughing is also a Pokemon with James owned, which makes it even cooler. Next up in the squad we have Shiftry. This Pokemon literally has one of the biggest move pools I've ever seen. This has support as Defog, Synthesis, Tailwind. This can act as Chlorophyll Sweeper. It gets Growth, Sports Dance, Nasty Plot, Leaf Blade, Leaf Storm, Solar Blade. Ask anything you want. This Pokemon is everything. This has a nice mustache as well. This Pokemon in Manual Sun can do really well. I have had experiences with this Pokemon before. I've faced this thing's wrath before. That is why I knew this could do some work. That is why I picked it in my team, because I thought of using Manual Sun. I'm just gonna ignore the fact that this Pokemon has 1 trillion weaknesses. Okay, so this mon in Sun is an absolute beast. It's an absolute monster. Even if it's not a Charizard, it still has a special attack of 80, which combined with Specs and Solar Power becomes multiplied by 2 and leave only the Sun boost to its fire moves, which means a Flamethrower does at least 50% to a resist, which makes this Pokemon go ultimately berserk in lower tiers. This can also run Belly Drum or Dragon Dance set, as the attack and special attack stat is not that bad, and it can run Skull Bash. No, wait, no, Skull Bash, no. But still, if you look at it, Solar Power with Solar Beam and Fire Blast still hits literally most of the Pokemon in this lower tiers, as there is no Toxapex to wall this Pokemon now. So this mon is going to absolutely destroy everything in its way. Let's see how it performs. The next mon in my team is Staravia. This mon doesn't have that good of a stats, but it has 75 attack, which is decent, I can say. This Pokemon has accidents frequently. That is the reason why it's hanging upside down right now. Because it's too reckless. It's a good pivot with U-turn. That reckless double edge and Brave Bird hit really hard. This also has Defog, Roost, Tailwind support for the team if ever needed in any extra situations. So this Pokemon can provide good utility to the team. Not exactly utility, but a fast pivot is what this Pokemon can provide me exactly with. And the last Pokemon in my team is Croconaw. Croconaw is like that mini Feraligatr. It gets priority Aqua Jet, it has decent bulk, and it has Sheer Force, which is just another Magic Guard but better. Like yes, Sheer Force Magic Guard but better. It has 80 attack stat, which is a good attack stat in this tier. 58 is not a good speed tier, but it still outspeeds a lot of stuff at +1, and when it gets a Dragon Dance off, it becomes really strong. So Feraligatr is one of the best Pokemon in this draft league which I have played. And I mean Croconaw, come on man, not Feraligatr, but it is a really solid Pokemon. It can work really well with the other pokes of mine. So in the end, if you ask me, I think I've made my draft pretty well. I've tried to cover my speed tiers well, keep up the offensive and defensive pressure with each other equalized, get as many types as I can, having some synergy, trying to get some of the best types in this game, having good hazard removal, item removal, rockers, and I've tried my best to make a good team. Now I will be uploading my matches in here, so thanks I guess for this. So that is it for today guys. If you like my content, leave a like down below, share this video with your friends, and comment down how the video was. If it was bad and I did something which is not supposed to be there, then please tell me in the comment section below. I will humbly appreciate it, and thanks for watching.